Hello and welcome back to Vampire Survivors. I'm Luce, and since mostly I've just got a bunch of difficult content to look forward to in the Emerald Diorama DLC, I decided maybe this might be a good time to go back a bit to some of the Ode to Castlevania content that I've fallen behind on a bit. Because if you recall, I kind of ended my stream there because I felt like I could use a break after completing the final boss of the story. But if you have the DLC, you remember, oh, that actually unlocks a bunch of new content to enjoy, and that's great. I just didn't have as much. I didn't have much interest at the time to continue. But now that I'm in the mood for Vampire Survivors, but not quite the ones that are the new DLC, I figure, maybe I should go there. Ready? Box. Let's see here. Evolve the optical shot and the globus. Barlow. I believe the Opticus is Saint Germain here. Yeah, the sword there lets you pick any spell you've unlocked. Albus is another game bonus might cooldown based on how many enemies are in sight. And I guess if you want to upgrade a weapon, Moonglow is the way to go. Ebony Wings, the Vampire Survivors remix. Let's see. Go with this one just to ensure I get all the upgrades I need. Let's see which one. The crown's down here, so let's go for that. Now let's go with some Saga weapons, even though this is a Castlevania character. Sonic Whip. No, let's do it. Sonic Whip. Bull Crush. Up so I can level faster. Maniac's gonna make a nice upgrade, I think. Tractor bomb. Roma's mana, because we need to increase the enemy count for the sake of this character's passive. Wine glass. Wine glass is definitely one of my favorite newest weapons. Then again, I got a lot of favorite Castlevania here. Oh, it's inverted. I forgot I'd activate inverted for this area. Get the tiramisu out of the pool here by maxing that level out. Spinach increase all my damage. Empty tome to make everything activate more often. Free attract orb level, that's a particularly good one to get. Max out duplicator so it stops bugging me about it. Increase base area of everything. Value up, might as well get the money up. We're gonna need a lot of cash after all. The seal all is going to be very expensive. This will make them a bit more annoying, but we're starting to get good weapon levels, so we got a weapon maxed out already, so... Up something. Water whip. Sounds good to me. Probably using Trevor Belmont's a good bit more. Just in a general sense, just because he starts out with my favorite weapons in the game. max out the attract orb so I don't get bugged about it anymore. Definitely one of the best upgrades period just for how often you can use your weapons. Max out spin is good. Probably find something to talk about since this game's good for yapping in general, and I would assume if you're watching a stream or play this game like this, you're going to listen to some yapping, whether you're drawing, actively watching, or just using this as second screen material. Let's see here. Been really loving Claire Obscure Expedition 33 lately. More than I was expecting, honestly, and I was figuring it'd be at least decent going in. Granted, I didn't know exactly what it was going, just that it was getting real popular, but yeah, they announced a little while ago they actually managed to hit over 200 copies sold, which given it's been 2 weeks, that's genuinely impressive. Not to mention, you know, it had no marketing budget. Not entirely their fault. I mean, they're not exactly Relay Studio, which makes it all more impressive. Good, they had to get enough resources together for this. Free Flamberger level, don't mind if I do. Why not? Oh yeah, usually these fish guys are a lot more durable than they have any right to be. Through these guys easily. I'm told Chronos Mana's name is an Magic the Gathering reference, but I've never played that particular card game. I know of it, and I know a lot of people haven't talked about it, especially when they have similar crossovers, like they did an FF14 crossover a bit ago. That was kind of neat. Yeah, I've never played. I was always one who was a bit more familiar with, like, Yu-Gi-Oh, which, I wouldn't call it bad, but I would say that's one of those games where the only rule is no since basically everything that goes on is entirely dependent on what the cards say. And of course, since it's a Japanese game being translated in English, what the cards say is not always properly explained. So that's a bit of an adventure in and of itself. surprisingly visible for the game so far. Let's see here. What am I gonna want here? Song of Mana might not be too bad, although I guess I can get quite literally anything I want. I think I ought to steal the Song of Mana actually, so I can't get that one. Ooh, unfortunate. Spirit Rings, you know what? Sure, let's go with that one. Froze for a minute there. Even the game is confused as to how everything is still perfectly visible. An upgrade. Excellent. Is this it? Evolved Optical Shot requires a max Corona's mana. Ah, so that was the easy one. Ah, so yeah, since it increased the enemy count, that's what made it good. Sonic Whip upgraded to the Sesagrim. Spirit Rings aren't doing jack. Probably upgrade them, actually, that might help do jack. Spirit Rings have, yeah, 8 levels like most. Spirit Rings. Wine glass. Oh, I just realized that blue-looking thing is actually a skull. I did not realize that. Yeah, I'm sorry, I am a fake gamer. Or not familiar enough with, Alright, what am I gonna want here? Familiar Forge. Alleged ghost. 5 rings upgraded to the Rings of Calamity. I'm sure this can't end badly, right? Flamberger upgraded the Zweihander. Cosmic Finger. Meal ticket upgrade. This is actually surprisingly the most visible screen. My screen has been at an end game for quite some time. Excellent. Alright, we're almost done here. And then the last 2 upgrades. I thought it was hard locked that you can only get 1 upgrade at a time. Maybe it unlocks as time goes on. And that's the run done. Excellent. Evolve the optical shot. We have Barlow unlocked. Beat 2,000 enemies with the Albus. Optical shot unlocked. So now anyone can get optical shot. Overhealing slightly increases might and curse. Might receive ebony dialogue as the 4th level up option. Let me double check here. What's the here we are. Dominus anger, Dominus hatred. There's a 3rd one. Anger, hatred, and ebony dialogue. that yet. Didn't seal, I didn't seal any of those. Oh, that's a Gemini. Yeah, that's an upgrade. A sharp Frosted Tongue. Oh, yeah, Silver Tongue is the Gemini part. Ironically, words that can refer to being able to talk your way out of situations. You need to unlock the Globus. It requires Saint Germain. Being enemies Barlow will unlock Dominus Agony, which is going to unlock the last one. So I should probably do Saint Germain first. Gains cooldown reduction. Okay, so I'm probably sure the book unlocks this one, but let's go here. Machine Tower, Vampire Survivors version. Okay, let me grab a sip of my drink and I'm gonna sip my drink. Dive right back in. Oops, I'm still in inverse. You know what? Let's do an inverse. Rock riots. And I'll have this out here so I have a get away from me skill. Bonitas whip him. Kick. Oh, interesting. I got Ice Breath instead. Mana. Thunder Kick. He's got very fast movement speed. Holy crap. Remember, I haven't leveled that up yet. Dragon. Let's get crowned so I level faster. Let's not spend anything because I still need to buy. Honestly, if all else fails, I could just. Well, there's a few ways I can handle the difficulty with the Emerald Diorama content. The first and most obvious is to just get good, become skilled enough that I. Luck is definitely a factor in here, but there is level skill as well. So I could just get good enough that I can win through inverse mode the intended way. Another way is to more simply just buy enough golden eggs to upgrade the character so enough that I can win with them. Good ways next mission in 33, but I am really glad about how it honestly feels like a better JRPG throwback than a lot of the indie games that were specifically trying to be then. You know, granted, most will probably say, oh, there's nothing wrong with wearing your influence on your sleeve, but I do think there is a point where it goes, most of what you're doing is remember blank. It will start making it was great, yeah, wait, when aren't I playing that? Maybe I'm overthinking it. As much as people complain about one game or another here, fact of the matter is, every decade has its trash and has its treasure. A lot of people go, oh, the Super NES was great, it had no real misses. Oh no, it had a ton of shovelware and licensed games, usually platformers. It's just that those bad ones were all forgotten by history. It's also why the newer ones saying, oh, the GameCube is amazing, it had such an great library with so few misses. Not really, so much as it just, enough time has passed. Bad luck, I guess. The crappy stuff was forgotten. Definitely needs to be maxed out here sooner rather than later. Feeling honestly, this Globus weapon feels like an upgraded version of the Rune Tracer, and it's an upgrade to No Future. I definitely want this one upgraded up to max. The pox being enemies is nice for kill counts, especially since I still have quests to get X amount of kills with those, but... they drop money only and not XP. Although granted, I guess if I'm doing this, I might as well do the money run, right? I'd best max out tiramisu, so there's something bugging me about that. And I was kind of hoping one of those would be the duplicator, so that that would also stop up bothering me for upgrades. It wasn't mentioned, but yeah, this character replaces the fire breath with ice breath. Interesting. Oh yes, I love it. Cap out the towing, please. If I need a whip, yeah, I'll take that. Crown up so I can level faster. And now we're getting to the point where the Globus will clear out entire waves of areas. Oh no, it has the fire breath. Huh. Might as well get the Skullomaniac for more enemies. This is most definitely one of those situations where it's more of a blessing than the titular curse. It's on up, of course, it wants much of that. Yeah. Max out the Coronas mana, please. Filling the screen with these babies now. Damage up, damage up, damage up. Duplicator up. Yeah, look at that. Neat. Not as high as I was hoping, but should be good enough, I guess. Did I max out the... Yes, I did, so... Here we are, it's upgraded. I knew it. It requires max empty tome, fires a piercing energy beam in the face direction. Kamehameha. Kamehameha. Yeah, I noticed this is a constant beam, it's never ending. So yeah, basically might as well be an unending Kamehameha. Might as well make it a money run. Definitely get the water dragon whip leveled a lot more just because I've got my sides covered, but not so much above me. Free level of wind whip, okay. Yeah, these enemies are usually pretty beefy. They're even more beefy because it's, what's it called? It's inverse mode. But I'm keeping up. Yeah, let's get more Skullomaniac, because the more curse, the better, I think. Armadillo, okay, let's see, corners box. Just max out Hollow Heart, I guess. Now let's max out Skull Maniac for more enemies to shoot. There we are, finally. The Vanity Squib is leveled, so... Here we are. Upgrade the Aura Blaster 2. Money! Accessories obtained. Admittedly, that is extremely easy in this particular area, but who cares? It's fun. At the end of the day, what's better than fun? I have had some concerns lately regarding some of the indie games I'm following the development of. A lot of them are suffering from a lot of signs that, well, most consider to be a bit of a red flag. Actually, I should stop being vague. Basically, whenever they reveal progress shots, that's great and all, but a lot of them are also this wasn't originally planned to be the game, but I discovered how to do X or Y in whatever engine they're using, whether it's Game Maker Studio, Unreal Engine, whatever you or whatever. So they just show up and decide to add it and make it a core feature. The thing is, if you keep doing that, you are going to suffer from feature creep. I'm going to betray my age by bringing this up, but if you've ever heard of Bob's Game, that was a very famous indie game that was going through a lot of development and that constantly being tweaked for eternity because the developer wanted to have it to be the perfect game released on their ideal situation. More specifically, they wanted to make a GBA game or some other Nintendo handheld console. Was it GBA or DS? I think it was GBA, because that's really old now. But yeah, basically, they wanted it to be perfect, and they wanted to be on the perfect console, so they would not accept anything less, so they just kept constantly updating it and trying to get Nintendo to apply it. Now, Nintendo was not nearly as open to putting indie games on their system as they are today, so they kind of refused, and so he basically refused to update it, just kept tweaking it until it eventually never came out. The RPG. Wonderful. Excellent. And that's kind of... You don't quite get that bad with, oh, it must be on a very specific console or whatever. Most people are going to be fine putting it on Steam or Sony PlayStation Store or whatever, and hopefully expand it from there. But you do have a lot of people going, I've got this cool new feature I want out. One. And here's the death knell. If they say something like, you know what, since I've learned so much about coding and such as I started, I'm going to overhaul the game from scratch. It's going to look better, play better, and be easy to work with. And all those things are true. They're objectively true. But they get to start the feature creep all over again, which is the big point of contention I have, and it's usually a sign it's just straight up never going to finish. I know they could say that I'm being unreasonable, and maybe so, but at the same time, I've seen it happen so many times that just basically going. It's basically the modern day version of when when a website announces a fan-made remake or re-release or sequel or whatever. You make 3 pieces of fan art, 3 pieces of concept art, and then they never update the website since like 2016. And yeah, I know that's quite a long ways ago now. That's why I chose it. So there's always, I guess there's always been those kinds of developers who just get in over their heads without even realizing it, but there's also a case of wanting it to be perfect. I believe the saying is, don't let perfect be the enemy of good. And I think there's also a saying that's something along the lines of, a flawed game is better than even 1,000 unreleased masterpieces. It's a bit silly, but you get what I mean. If a game never actually comes out, it doesn't matter how amazing it's going to be when that comes, if it never actually comes. And honestly, that kind of goes for playing games as well. Like I might have mentioned in the past, but I played a lot of Civilization games that I straight up lost because I was so busy trying to get the most optimal possible setup that I didn't, that I could have easily avoided by just having something that would be good enough to get me through this one part and then upgrade to the perfect option later. Or I guess instead of playing Marvel Rivals, waiting to use your ultimate at the perfect spot can leave you waiting for way too long. To the point that not only did you miss an opportunity that you could have turned a fight around with it, but you could have straight up gotten another ult within that time frame. Which of course applies to MOBAs and such as well. Obviously, you should strive for the best possible. I'm not saying to have no ambition whatsoever. Yep, there's none left. I can't even get anything. Wow. Wonderful. Hydra Stormer tick. Going on with Bob's game to this day. There was a sort of Steam release that turned out to just be the in-universe game the character was working on. And eventually it was replaced with some sort of meme or something. I don't know, it's kind of weird in the general sense. And that's all the weapons I can upgrade. Upgraded. Still up. The last time I checked, it was apparently sort of Jesus freak. But he did refund the money for the people who paid for his, what's it called? His Kickstarter game that he had at some point. Yeah, I've got all the passes, so that's quite literally nothing for me. cash these in. There we are. Evolve the Globus. I can now unlock Julia. And defeat 5 enemies of Saint Germain. I've unlocked the Globus for anyone to use now. Wonderful. Julia over here? Yeah, here she is. Ah, the one that starts with the Gale Force tome. Huh, surprisingly cheap to unlock, too. Interesting. Obtains a heart refresh every 2 levels. And Barlow, Overhealing will slightly increase curse. Might receive Ebony Dialogue on 4th level up till level 11. Now, I'm pretty sure the Dominus skills are all ones that specifically require all 3 to upgrade, like the Cerberus weapon. Now, let's see here. What other unlocks do I need? Okay, yeah, these are all that remains. Now, these items are just stuff I need to find in the Ode to Castlevania stuff, so evolve all 8 Glyphlon. Yeah, I just need to... Barlow's the last one, so... I need to go Moonglow, but it doesn't have to be a long one either. 39. But now it's only 20. Lynn Smoke, Vampire Survivors version. Let's go with Barlow and Bone Zone, I guess, might not be half bad. I just need to kill a bunch of enemies. Oh, that's 30 minutes. So yeah, we'll go with a shorter one like Whiteout. Oop might not be bad either, but... Yep, the upgrade requires all 3, if I believe. There's a Gemini for the Orbis. Interesting. I'll have to remember that. Fine, we'll go with a Gemini build for fun. Attract Orb. Choose from a selection of ambiguous powers. Dominus, Hatred, or Globus. You know what, let's go for the Globus since I've got the Gemini effect. Yep. And grenade. Dominus Hatred, because why not? Shot Ebony Dialogue. You know, I'm just gonna skip this. I shouldn't have picked that up. Sanger, Dragon Water, Whip. Empty Tome, good, I need that. Tractor up. It should be pretty easy to kill 8,000 enemies with anyone, honestly. Especially since I've gotten a lot of upgrades. I won't just go for the boulder, I guess. Tractor up. Dominus Anger, 2 more fireballs. Fun fact, if you weren't following me when this stage actually came out, this came out during a Halloween update to parody the fact that department stores always have Christmas updates in October. Empty Tome. Reduce cooldown on everything, if you please. Tractor max. Okay, not max yet, just one more level, but it's making progress. Now it's maxed. Oh, wonderful. Spinach, increase my damage. Give me the XP. Eagle Gun, no. Just more Globus. I must have more Globus. Empty Tome. Reduce the cooldown on everything. Like crown, I don't think I need it. Spinach, oh right, I guess I should get the free spinach here. Dominus hate. Dominus also used negative motion. And a lot candelabra so that I can upgrade the hand grenade. Empty tome to make everything go faster. Hand grenade. Might as well focus on weapons I know can actually upgrade. And we all know, as we've all seen, what happens when the hand grenade upgrades. The RPG is absolutely ridiculous. See, I'm already almost 8,000 enemies. Water Dragon Whip level. Good, I've been needing that one. Alright, let's grab the folder since I know I'm missing that one. Gemini attack again. We have Fire Breath and now we have Icy Breath. Here comes the tougher enemies to test my build to see if it's dealing enough damage. Free spinach level, good. That's more damage to everything. Sorely needed with how bulky these enemies are. In fact, let's get the last level just so I can tear through these guys a bit more easily. You know, let's do this and make it easy. Duplicator. Duplicator, max out everything to add out, or max that out again. Excellent, we're past the rough part. Why not? Enemy sheer numbers aren't a problem anymore now that I've finally started getting levels and everything. Candelabra is going to be absolutely huge for this. RPG, well, I guess that's fine. It's kind of hoping to get an upgrade to Globus though, so I can get that Gemini recorded. Money! Cosmic Guaranteed Chest. And here we are, yeah. Cosmic Finger. Chrono's Mana extending the timer really does a lot to help guarantee the Cosmic Finger scores. Ooh, Celestial Dusting upgrade. Usually you have to be Old Soul to get that. Oh wow, 3 upgrades. Because it's Gemini. Castlevania stuff. I forgot to do levels back when it was still new. So. It's kind of mostly unlocks though. Blast it. Wow, I didn't even have time to summon its copy. Probably should have let it before obliterating it, but oh well. Excellent, now we just gotta wait the 20-minute timer and we're in good shape. Usually I don't obliterate it that fast to be able to usually tour together. Wonderful. This is good cash. You know what? Sure, let's just get it. Free level of Torn Box. I could wait until it maxed out from levels and then gotten the extra money, but I don't think it matters. Give me the money. I haven't unlocked the last weapon yet, so unfortunately... Four seasons, sure, why not? 4 seasons. Alright, I banished that, so we can't level up. That's really annoying. Sure. I'll probably start unbanishing stuff as I finish unlocking all this recent stuff. The whole reason I turned off so much of it was largely to get through the stuff that requires specific drops. It's a lot easier to get the saga weapons stuff when they're the only ones currently active. I should also probably consider doing the Contra at some point. It's just I didn't get it since I had never played Contra very much. Only the really stuff on this NES. Good stuff, it's just not necessarily for me, I guess. I guess I would put this game thematically though, since I do remember those the NES and Contra game stuff were always about basically never stop, basically gluing down the fire button. I mean, if you have unlimited ammo, get into why living is so important. 40 seconds and we're finally back in. 've kept a lot of what made a JRPG feeling like that, but Dominus Agony. Wonderful. I could go with Barlow again to unlock that. See here, unlocks, evolve all 8 glyph lines. Technically speaking, I don't have to use Barlow for that, though. I can, technically speaking, use any character and just grab all of it, especially since I haven't banished any. In fact, I might want to use this here to just buy another of these. There we are. To the inlaid library, so perhaps... Dairy plant. You know what, let's, I haven't done this one in a while. Alright, let me grab a sip of my drink and we'll go right in here. I'll try and upgrade the Dominus. Then again, would it be more thematic to use a Castlevania character? I mean, I do have a favorite. There's a reason I keep using Soma Cruz. Could also use old buddy Drac. He's blatantly overpowered, I swear. Or he's basically immune to the curse and negative effects. Eat the world. Yeah. Cannot be damaged, but disappears after reaching the current time limit. Starts the hidden one-way bokeh. Lock it's as simple as ABC. Obtain the break the space and find love. Etta gets an upgrade if I do the adventures, so I'll definitely have to put a night aside to do that. Man, there's a lot of things I could possibly do here. No, let's do Soma Cruise. In the Mad Forest. Pitch Black Intrusion, Vampire Survivors version. You know what? Let's do it. Heart of Fire build. Raging Fire. Dominus Hatred. Dominus Agony. Allows you to select the weapons from Emerald Diorama. Punch. Because that's fire, apparently. Dominus Anger. There's all three. Candelabra. I need to upgrade the base weapon as soon as I possibly can. Using the punch for the punch animation? Oh yeah, yes, neat! They're using the punch animation. When Soma uses the punch weapon, that's wonderful. Spinach. Raksha. Definitely need to get the... I can come back to that later. As soon as the chest, I think it might be able to upgrade weapons. Maybe not, but we'll see. Mostly, I just want to get the, Dominus Hatred goes to one more enemy. Empty Tome. Yes, please. Reduce the cooldown on everything. candelabra. It's the area of everything. Here we are. Punch. Tractor above. And grenade up. Now let's see if that chest can upgrade me or if it just gives me a free level of something. Granted, a free level would still be nice, so it's not like that'd be bad. It's just not what I was hoping. Yep, it's just a level. Still, a punch is a nice thing to have a level of. Do some cooldowns. Track 4 button. Oh, wonderful. Dominus Anger. Tractor maxed. something. Dominus Anger, won't say no. Spinach level sounds good to me. Means I can spend my levels on other things. Heads. Oh boy, I don't like these big bats. They have way more health than they should. Lucky for me, I'm getting some attack damage increases, but it's gonna be a bit. Level punch. I believe punch is actually maxed out now. Yes, it is. So it should upgrade next no matter what, even if it's not one of the chests that normally can upgrade. Or at least it seems like the weapons that don't. It seems like the Saga weapons can upgrade if they have 3 levels, even if it's not normally one. Lucky me. Candelabra just increased the area for everything. Everything's damage needs to go up. RPG. Okay, this should make it easy to win from here on out. Yeah, look at that. Explosions, probably explosions. And now these enemies that are normally really, really beefy are significantly less beefy. That one's the one that adds Curse. I don't want to add Curse, if we're honest. Not for this run, anyways. Yeah, I've got a good fire build going with this. Ah, nice. The 11-minute Skelly Boys. Man, I remember when I first ran into this, it seemed ridiculous with the sheer number of them. But as you can see, they're not nearly as rough as, some of the others, honestly. They're not durable at all, very durable at all. They're really just here to test to make sure you have enough AoE in your build. know what? To me! Alright, let's see here. What fire weapon do I need to look for? I found I need this whip. Pulls the super missiles. Spinach maxed. Pomerol. Dominus Agony. Raging Fire Spellbinder. Over. Let's max out Clover, I guess. Spellbinder to make the spells and effects and all that last longer. Max out Clover so it stops bugging me about it. Hollow Hearts. Might as well grab some more golden eggs since I use this character quite a bit. Ah, the fist upgraded. I mean, that's a good thing, but I was kind of hoping I'd get an upgrade on the Dominus weapon since that's going to close it up. Yeah, the werewolves are actually pretty beefy enemies usually, so this is actually quite the upgrade. Shenlong Fire Fist. Even if I get it, all I only just get an upgrade to it, I still think that's worth it. Yeah, the Banana Spellbook spells are quite nice, but I don't like them as starting weapons most of the time. Especially if they take a bit of casting time before they start doing anything. That's what game I'm gonna do next. Well, it's still an Act 2. Expedition 33, but I don't know how long it's gonna last. Because Act 2 is one of those weird things, like, I told the Shinra material arc was the Act 2 for, Final Fantasy 7. If so, that one's actually quite short. Or at least feels that way in comparison to all the other stuff. There we go. Power of Sire. Union of deals critical damage to anything in sight and drains health. Dracula powers. You know, it feels strangely fitting to do this on Soma, given, you know, his true identity and all that. Honestly, I don't want that. I don't have any of the items and upgrades with it. Frankly, there's some items I'd rather get instead. Splashers. Not inherently bad, but part of me thinks I should try and kill the Reaper for this run. Vanitas Whip is very good, though. That's fitting in my build, in fact. I like those big-ass fists I'm hitting enemies with. I figured I might as well upgrade my to the Salamander real quick. As much as I'd like the Vanitas Whip to complete this, I think, well, I could still, honestly. The Laurel upgrades the main. Yeah, the Laurel's one of them, but no, the Infinite Corridor is what halves the max HP. After that, you just have to survive long enough for it to cut that down. Upgrade the super missile again. Okay, just attack. Good to know, I guess. Clockwork Lancet. might as well get those freebies from the Red Reaper at the end. Pressure point upgraded to Gilded Hand. Now for the Guayun Tech. Here. Retaliates when Guayin. Exactly a money run, but gonna be getting plenty from the level ups in here. My build is done, and we have 20 minutes left. Here we go, Infinite Corridor. Have some percentage damage. Yeah, I think it's been a while, so I guess I should probably explain how the Reaper works in this game. Aside from it being intended to end your run at 30 minutes, or whatever the timer limit is, the Reaper scales health based upon, and damage based upon your level. The two items I got are the main way you're intended to kill him. There's ways to do it otherwise, like just using stuff to enhance your stats to the point you literally can't die. But this is the easiest method and do so. The robe basically prevents me from taking more than 10 damage at a time, so the Reaper scaling damage is irrelevant. And the Infinite Corridor deals... Yeah, sure, why not? And the Reaper, since the Infinite Corridor deals percentage-based damage, the scaling health of the Reaper is irrelevant. Might as well speed up time at this point. Yeah, I probably should. Is there a way to... Actually, is there a way to do that? Damage numbers, weapons vanishing. Let's see here. Is there a way to speed up time here? You get the timer relic? I did, yeah, but that's something you have to select before you start the stage. I forgot to do that because I've been doing a lot of other stages lately. Notably, the Emerald Diorama one, which using the speed up timer on that is extremely painful because that stage is hard as balls. Right-clicking. Oh, there it is. Okay, yeah, there it is. Thanks, I didn't realize you could do that. I thought it was just something I had to select while going in, but yeah, this will make things a lot easier. Alright. Now, I can get the final unlock for the moment. Alright, I have to do those find other items in Ode to Castlevania. I'll worry about that in a bit, I guess. I'll need to figure out how to find those items. I guess I could try to kill the boss with Dracula, but there might be more rooms I've yet to unlock, and unlocking those is going to be essential if I want to, because a lot of the secret characters require killing all bosses in Ode to Castlevania with specific characters, and... Oh, okay. Alright, there we are. Oh yeah, I usually... There we are, that should make it a bit easier. Actually, let me lower it down a little more. Alright, there we are. Sorry about that. Thanks, I really do like the remixes they made for this game. Let's see here. Yeah, right here we are. Oops, there we are. We absolutely melted the final boss of the area. So now we just have a few more minutes here. I am definitely going to be abusing this now that I know that there's a way to do this manually within a run. I think that's all the weapons from Ode to Castlevania officially upgraded and unlocked, so that's nice. I was going to disable these afterward, but... Oh, nice. Candy box. You know what? Let's go for the Vanitas Whip just for fun. Because that's part of the fire build. Here we are. It's not... I don't think we're going to have time to upgrade it before the end of the stage, but... Who cares? I'm going to kill the Reaper at the end, and it's going to be hilarious. I usually don't bother since you only have to do it once, but I'm liking Soma enough I'm using him a lot, so might as well give him as many golden eggs as I can, you know? I've got a handful of characters like that. I do know that if you focus on upgrading a character specifically, you can even make them even more powerful than Queen Sigma, and that's pretty hilarious. really huge bats have way more HP than they have any right to. I say, as I melt them all. But I still stand by that. They're ridiculously beefy. Even more so than the, of course it's more than the zombies from earlier, or their later stage enemies. Oh nice, I did in fact get to upgrade it before the end. Well isn't that wonderful? There we go, fire build is all complete then. Yep, that's a decent amount of fire weapons in the general sense. Wonderful. Time to just pummel death. I should probably make a JoJo reference or something, but there we go. 4 more golden eggs for Soma. It's a bit tricky to beat him with the, a bit tricky starting out since his starting weapon, it's not the easiest to use, but have fun with it, especially since it upgrades so well. Here we go. Yeah, the Pale Reaper there is in the foreground, so he doesn't even take damage. There we go. Unlock all 8 glyph lines. Ebony Diabologue unlocked. Plus, Soma now has almost just a tad short of 30 eggs. No, bad. Now let's see here. Unlock the wood carving score. Unlocks a new merchant. I think that might be something from one of the new content pieces. The pile of secrets I know is from... Now I know that is in the new Castlevania stuff. Let's see here. Unlock the Morningstar Banana Spellbook and Spectral Sword. New starting weapon. Don't I have the Spectral Sword? Oh, it's probably in secrets. You break the bounds, ravage everything and everyone in castle while in her demonic form. I think that's for one character. Have the greatest treasure of the vampires improve the other counts can maximize death on its own castle while holding the souls. Hold the stones of birth, your lineage, and improving thoughts. Gather the largest cadre of cats, including those who wish to fight. Interesting. So, let's double check here. What unlocks the thing as, here. Yeah, basically I unlock a new starting weapon. I'm amused that they accidentally have the line of code there, but yeah, it's going to be a new starting weapon for Soma Cruz. Unlock and use the Morning Star, Belnata Spellbook, Coat of Arms, and Spectral Sword. The one I'm missing is Spectral Sword, but I'm not sure where to get that. It's not listed anywhere. Right, I should probably go to collection and seal the Katamari since I already unlocked the thing that needed it from the Emerald Diorama there. Okay, there we are. Seal all is going to be ridiculously expensive to get more of. So that's going to be a marathon, not a... Well, a marathon, not a sprint, I believe the saying goes. Because a marathon is an extended race you have to pace yourself in, while a sprint is just go as fast as you can because it's not going to last very long. Still need to get Amiya the, what's it called? I don't remember off the top of my head. What's it called? Yeah, I need to beat the boss with her. But I should probably stick to the Castlevania stuff here. Let's see, unlock ravage everything and everyone while in a draconic form. Let's see here. I don't know the lore, unfortunately. So I don't know who transforms into the Medusa head. I'm all rocks. Find the greatest treasure and prove the other count can wreak havoc in the castle. I think that requires a pile of secrets. Starter weapon of the Castlevania characters? Okay. Yeah, the characters get the Bolnada's spellbooks. You can start with any. Ah, interesting. You can even start with. Cornell can start. And yeah, you absolutely need the full Cerberus if you want to use Cornell, so. Alright, let's start from the beginning here. Leon, alternate. I do like how each Belmont has their own personal whip, but you can also have them start with any you want if you want to use the Morning Star. Let's see. I'll probably unlock basically all the whips as soon as I finish the. I think I did unlock that. Check collection real quick. Here we are, Castlevania stuff. Morning Star. Oh, I'm actually missing a few things here. Yeah, I'm missing a few of the items here. Alright, so whatever this is, I'm missing it. I can choose to start with a spectral sword for some of these guys, at least. The casters, of course, start with Belnade's spellbook. Here we are. That added to the collection. Find out. Yes, it did. Okay. Okay. Alright, so at least a couple I know I can unlock immediately, so let's do that. Coat of Arms. Oh my, that not only allows me, it allows me to pick some of the base game starting items too. That is rather neat. New achievement, there we are. Alright, thanks for the... Some of the stuff in this game can be a little esoteric, that's why I don't usually hold it against myself if I eventually look something up. Like the uppercut the Red Reaper, I had to... Absolute uppercut a Reaper, I had to figure out... Unlock, I think it was Toasty? Yeah, it was Toasty, I needed... Basically need to look up how to do it because I couldn't figure out what it wanted me to do exactly. Alright, what's the alternate for Soma? Oh, interesting. Okay, that's going to make starting as Soma Cruz significantly easier, won't it? Candy Box is a wonderful thing to have, that's for sure. Alright. And that just requires an adventure. Pile of secrets I need to find in the castle, I believe. Play what they ask. You know what, let's go ahead. I'm fine with it. The Ode to Castlevania is pretty old, and it's not very old, it's from late last year, but it's been a while, and this game can be a little esoteric. Now, Dracula, I'm pretty sure you have to kill all bosses with Dracula in there and get certain items. Yeah, some of these I can figure out. Soul Sealing Stone. Elizabeth Bartley. Oh, 1,000 kills. For those four, you do 10,000 while in the Ode to Castlevania. Ah, I see. Okay, yeah, so they all... It is... Okay, that makes sense. Elizabeth Bathory seems like fun, but you know who's also fun? The Count himself. Oh, neat. He's also got an alternate option if I want. But I actually do genuinely like his wine glass item. It is amusing. Ode to Castlevania. Now, do I want to hurt myself by going with this? You know what, let's make it interesting. Yes, I'm going to go inverse with Drac. Boss. Makes sense. I intend to kill everything with Drac here, so I am not worried at all. Well, I guess I should be, because I'm not going to be able to see after a certain point. Now, if I want to be completely overpowered, I should definitely use Hidden Anathema, because that snowballs like no tomorrow. That's interesting. I set it to inverse, didn't I? Well, that's alright. I genuinely do not mind playing as Dracula. He is a lot of fun. In fact, he's absolutely ridiculous since the fixed damage... Yeah, Water Dragon Whip, please. Yeah, the fixed damage and gaining might on Curse basically means he's immune to all of the drawbacks of Curse. It's actually ridiculous. Let's go with the Candelabra, because I do want to get Soma's weapon here. Speed it a bit. Boss room could enter before the first half of the castle. Also, room that could enter before the first half. I'll see. Do I want to get an Among Us weapon? Nah. I should, however, get the Sonic Whip since I intend to get some more Curse. Vanitas. Speed it up? I guess I could, I could speed up a little. Only a little. I don't want to go at the maximum speed just yet. Okay, time to fight all the bosses. I want as much Curse as I can get. Hand Grenade. Oh, wonderful. That's exactly what I wanted. The ending to this DLC was absolutely something else. It even felt like it could have been the end to the game in general, but I get it. They probably want to, you know, it's nice to have It'd be to have that, the Dominus. Let's not have the Dominus. And then again, I guess we could get an interesting one whenever they decide to finally add Count, what was it, Visconti? The one that's the totally not Dracula character. Rewind guess level? Don't mind. Here we are. Ludicrous speed, go, indeed. I need, yeah, the item to upgrade the wine glass is just standing around here, so I can grab whatever passives I darn well feel like. I know I should optimize my pickups a lot more by filling my inventory. Oh, wonderful. Filling my inventory before picking up any of the ones on the map, but sometimes I'm just straight up lazy. I am sorry. I should probably grab Hex since I intend to get Curse. And Tracked Orb. Yeah, more Tracked Orb, please. You know what? Duplicator sounds like a lot of fun. Three levels. Sounds good to me. I guess since I can start with the Water Whip on any of the Belmonts, I don't necessarily have to play Trevor specifically. I can play any of them. Actually, since Soma starts with the Canada box, I could have him start with it if I wanted. Duplicator up. I love this game. You can tell the devs want you to try and find ways to break it that even they never thought of. Skullomaniac, perfect. Since Dracula is immune to Curse, I have absolutely no reason not to get as much of it as humanly possible. Wine glass. I do genuinely like the Alchemy Whip, especially since it just obliterates bosses. You know what? I like it, so let's do it. Alchemy Whip. I missed out on a couple bosses already, but that's fine. It's gonna be upgraded to the Vampire Killer sooner. I'd say isn't that amusing, but you can also give the Vampire Killer to Soma, which is also kind of amusing. I don't want the Rock Riot, honestly. 3 levels of stuff, don't mind if I do. Spinach for damage is always nice. I don't really want to grab the Rock Riot, but I guess I can if I get enough of this stuff. You know what, I guess Shadow Servant does work since that evolved with it, so let's do that and then this. Just because there's no reason not to go over the cap. Because Soma's exactly vampire, I think. Yeah, I don't remember off the top of my head too. I want to say he's half vampire, but yeah, I think it's just his soul that's vampire and not himself, because I do know in the canon ending of his games, he decides to live as a normal human. Do I want the crown? Not really, honestly. I need to kill enemies. I don't need to care about level. I'm gonna get more than enough levels along the way here. I am not bothered at all. Empty Tome. That is absolutely what I want. said, I'm a fake gamer who's only played a handful of Castlevania games, so I'm only familiar with a fraction of the cast here. I was a nitpick that Soma's exchange student in Japan, yeah, a Japanese childhood friend. Yeah, there's a lot of weird stuff with the Soma games. Not bad, obviously. I mean, there's a reason. And me and plenty of others have fond memories, but I do know even the art style got a lot of criticism when it came out, and to be fair, I can get that. It was quite a change, and it was using popular mainstream styles rather than just to mix things up a bit. I don't think it was bad at all, though, but I definitely do think Soma drawn in the more popular style is a some genuinely great artwork. Evan Toll is out of the English script, but he's also Japanese. Yeah, there's weird stuff. There's a bunch of weird stuff. Empty tome, because I want everything activating at ridiculous levels. Since this is capped out, I can grab the tiramisu. Well, that's not its name, but it's absolutely a tiramisu. A tirajisu. Now to go on a killing spree of various bosses. And I'm gonna max out the tiramisu so it stops bugging me. So that's me, sometimes maxing out a weapon or accessory purely so the game stops bugging me to upgrade them. Hand grenade. Yeah, my stats are going up due to eating the... Ooh, yes, Skullomania, please. Meal ticket. There we go. That's a fun one. Yes, it obliterates the unrefined palates. Yeah, a lot of this, well, as I was saying, a lot of this character stuff I had to actually look up after the fact. Like, a friend of mine was really excited when they learned that Sonya Belmont was involved, and that explained to me that since she was retconned out of the storyline, she hadn't really been acknowledged by anything prior to this game. Which works out rather well. To my understanding, this game basically references all of them except for the Lords of Shadow timeline. Which makes sense, that's rather different. Alright, I should probably grab the Dragon Whip. I should probably grab the Armadillo just to grab one of the items here. Alchemy Whip, I definitely need to get that up. Because the more sooner I get the Vampire Killer, the better. Yeah, it's nice they went out of their way like that. Let's get the Roma's Mana. Because I want more, first of all, more enemies on screen means more things I can kill for the upgrade, kill for the achievement, but it also means more money. Here we go, Hydra Stormer tip. Sonic Whip. Out for me. Spinach up for more damage, because I'm going to need to obliterate a lot more. I believe I've gone on record saying that I consider Medusa to be a highlight of any game she shows up in, boss or otherwise. And I stand by that. Here comes the deadly duo. Or the gruesome twosome. What are some other jokes I can make? Well, they're dead now. Don't worry, I'll make sure they're never separated, even in death. Alright, I need the candelabra upgrade before I get the RPG. Whoops. I'm not sure this will actually upgrade much, but you know what? I'm having fun with it. So, you know what? Plus 3 delicious, delicious meals. Chest. There we are. RPG is now here. Dracula with an RPG. What could possibly go wrong? I'm now upgraded Dracula. It's always fun playing as characters who power up. There's our boss. There's a boss here. Excellent. Dracula after blowing shit up with RPG. I should have gotten one of these centuries ago, indeed. Although I do remember there was an episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer where a vampire seemed convinced that mortal weapons couldn't harm him, only for to remind him that mortal weapons have come a long way, and then whips out a rocket launcher. Here, isn't it? Yeah, it should be. Okay, each bunch of the bosses drop a bunch of spells. Oh, here it is. For some reason I was having trouble touching it. To my credit, Dracula in this form has a big-ass hitbox, so I can't tell what's what. Yeah, a lot of them have the build on his spells. I cannot see shit through the Ophion. Maybe grabbing the Shadow Servant was not the brightest of ideas. Oh. Chest. Alright, I have the item to upgrade it. Sounds good to me. Time for a boss fight. Well, that was easy. And I remember playing this the day it came out and found out there was a bug where if you did the mirror fight as Trevor Belmont, which you need to do for an unlock, mind you. Game straight up forgets to spawn, forgets to let you out again afterward. You kill the boss and then just stand there for ages. Yeah, I think this is going to be a little easy. Dracula proves his superiority to his own monster. There it is, the pile of secrets. Grants a new pile of secrets to discover. Where's the chest? I quite literally do not see the chest. It is down there. How am I not able to reach there? Sigh. Yeah, strange. I could swear I'd already been there, this area, but I guess not. Hermit bubbles. Might as well get all the spells. I cannot see anything. Oh, thanks for the follow. I stream just about anything here, so feel free to stop by anytime something catches your eye. Here we are. Secrets and Cesspit of Hatred and Lies are all big translation arguments. I never know how to feel about those. Although I do distinctly remember, but if from playing I Wanna Be the Guy. Yes, I have played through I Want to Be the Guy, and I have beaten it. It's one of those I did it once, never again sort of situations. And yes, the I do wonder if the wine glass attack in this game is a reference to how Dracula could throw the wine glass to kill you in I Want to Be the Guy. Fires with defense, which I can love. Oh, I can go through walls now. You know, I'm not complaining. Time to have Dracula defeat all of his minions and prove. Candy box, wonderful. Now let's see, what do I want out of this? Guess if I'm unsure, I could always go with the Familiar Forge. I could also be silly and gun for something from one of the, go with the Spirit Rings, actually. Those just require any passive to upgrade, so that'll be fun. Spirit Ring level 7. Here we are. upgrade the Rings of Calamity. Here we are. Jail of Crystal. Listed weapons have a chance to freeze enemies. You know, why not? Shuriken. Ice Fang. Yeah, I knew I was getting that, so I figured, you know what, why not? Has to be 100k enemies. Looks like I've already gone more than double that, so I've already won. But it's a lot more fun to do it this way. Plus I'm at maximum speed. Ludicrous speed. Sadly, I banished the clockwork weapons, so I can't upgrade those. But it is funny when you get all of them and upgrade it. Perhaps one day I should do a crewmate run where all I do is use weapons that upgrade, that fuse into other weapons. Come on. Gotcha, buddy. Right, there's a boss here I want to kill. I'm going fast, so fast I can't even activate this again. Okay, no, I didn't. Got it. Reflectio. Clover to upgrade the Reflectio, just because I like the Sanctuary. I'm sure taking a vampire to a Sanctuary is perfectly safe and will not result in any problems. So fast, I'm having a hard time activating the floor pad. Sanctuary. I guess this one's gonna be good, so let's go ahead and call it here. Find the pile of secrets. Ah, here we are. Ram starts with extra cave projectiles. The man, he doesn't understand the game. Dracula. Wow, that was an expensive unlock. And one revival of 100 levels. Curse increases might and coming. Interesting. I thought it was just gonna be his monster form, but it looks like it's a bit more. Wow, that that's a huge increase here. Yeah, this might be a bit much. Oh, the music changed. All the books. Acquire all the books. Where's the care of the general? Yeah, pile of secrets unlocks just a few things. Well, I guess to be fair, it did say it was a pile of secrets, not a handful. Yeah, they really, really went all out. I honestly would have called it the best DLC, period, even if it just ended at the final boss fight there. That's definitely one of the most memorable scenes that come to mind. We'll go with Elizabeth Bathory. Immune to enemies, spawn quantity by increases 50. Immune to health drain. Still one more relic to get, an ode to Castlevania. We still need to do the Elizabeth run. Ode to Castlevania. Ah, yeah, the wood thingy. And let me grab a sip of my drink real quick, I guess, and I'll do one last run here. And into the second half, a new enemy spawns. Second half of the castle. I guess I'll have to look for that when it starts out. I'm assuming it's not the area I went with the Dracula run. Alright, I'll get Elizabeth going, and I should probably turn off inverse for her, actually. Grab a sip of my drink, and we'll get her going. Then to unlock her powered-up form. Alrighty. Yeah, just what's going on about how much I love the wine glass, so let's have Elizabeth get to do it. I'm sure nothing bad can happen from giving her the alchemy whip. Alright, let's see here. I think that enemy's new. So for now, let me just try and get some upgrades here going. Empty tome, empty tome, empty tome. Water Dragon Whip. Alright. I don't just play this game on stream, for the record. I've also played it, Spinach is a nice one just to have in general. It's a nice, relaxing game. Nice when I want just a nice night off. Ooh, I like the Tractor Orb, yes please. I love that. Hex. Need the skull, so sure, Sonic Whip. Dragon Water Whip level, sounds good to me. Oh, I see, she transforms periodically. And the unlock is her having it active permanently. Like with some of the other characters with a super mode of sorts. Okay, I like that. Since her innate ability just increases the enemy count by a very significant amount, that's gonna make this a lot easier, I think. Oh wow, another hex level. Wine glass. Might as well max out the hex while I'm here. Wow, she's already transforming again. I'm getting some good amount of kills total. I should probably get the Bulldover, honestly, just because that's another item that upgrades with the Skullomaniac. There's a lot of items that upgrade with the Skullomaniac. And then again, I guess since it's... I don't know, honestly. maybe it just feels that way and it's actually no more common than any other weapon. This is almost the exact same build I had on Drac. Well, I guess I can't exactly complain when it works so, when we already have confirmation it works so well. How many vampires have survived so far? Well, I've won quite a few matches with Soma, with Dracula, Soma, and Alucard. And Elizabeth, I know, is also one. Yeah, Tiramisu. Oh, shouldn't have grabbed that. Whoops. Because, yeah, there's a free one. Oh, well. Oh, well. That said, I do hope they start adding more DLC that's not another crossover. I do like these, don't get me wrong, but I also really like their other stuff like the Mount Moonspell expansion and the Lake Tides of Mascari expansion. They're all pretty neat seeing what they did with those original ideas. And they, to be fair, they have been gradually adding content to those expansions since they added adventures and such, which is all quite nice. Basically the closest thing the game has to a story mode. Might as well max out the attract orb. No, maybe I should have grabbed the lucky swipe. Although that would require that I have to wait to get the last accessory until I get the crewmate. Idiot. Little fellow Gorgon. Or Vampire Killer. Not bad. Empty Tome. Oops, I didn't mean to go unleash that guy. Oh well. Now he's gonna follow me for ages. Until one of us dies, rather. Now, that's obviously going to be him, but... I think Dracula decided to join us, I guess, then one. Yeah, I do like how it was all, you know what, screw it, I'm just going to join you guys. You can't kill me if I'm on your side. Ah, here it is. Wood carving score. Summons a master librarian in any stage you wish. Field ticket. Oh, wonderful. Well, Alucard, I don't know about Soma Cruz, but I do know for a fact at least Alucard is also half vampire, so I guess that could be 1 1/2. Lucky swipe. Amogus. Vampires are truly a moment of all time, indeed. Mini engineer, here we are. This is what I needed. Allegedly offers more better moral support. Let's get a duplicator, just because that's good for everything. Duplicator, max that out. Yeah, let's get the mini engineer done so it won't bother me about it anymore. Vampire killer, there we go. Transform. I need 100k enemies. I'm slowly reaching that count. I've noticed the Ode to Castlevania has 2 out of the 3 fusion materials needed for the Cerberus and the Dominus materials. I guess there's plenty of ways you could do it. Like, you could just start with the item that lets you pick a weapon, and then just any item that lets you pick a weapon, and then pick the corresponding one that's missing. All damage. I mean, I guess I might as well grab this. No reason not to. Oh, I banished it. Yeah, I need to unbanish that. We are a Hydrostormer tip. There we go, crossed wires. Slowly making closer to that 100k. You might want to beat Boss Sarah for reasons. that in mind. At the very least, killing bosses here with a specific person is less of a frustrating experience than trying to kill the Emerald Diorama bosses in inverse mode. I don't know why it's inverse. Well, I guess it's... Well, I can tell it was meant to be a harder challenge in the general sense, so... Probably intended for it to be a marathon rather than a sprint, to use that term again. It's something that you work towards over time rather than getting it all done in a weekend. Actually, since I have all weapons unlocked here, I can start unmanaging stuff or remanaging things. We're almost at 100k. Few secrets, you could do this run, but you need to evolve Elizabeth's weapon. Right, I forgot to get the skull. Well, that's fine. There's an armadillo right here. I'll just grab that one. Then I just have to kill any random boss that's been upgraded. Sometimes it can be a little silly to navigate here. I already missed Dracula's ability to go through walls, which I'm pretty sure only happened because I was so powerful I can't see, and the game usually gives you the ability to go through walls. Because once it's clear, there's no possible way you can see anything. Skull. Which one's the succubus again? Actually, I think the succubus is at the bottom, so if I kill the boss at the top to get a chest, I should be in good shape. Yeah, I think the succubus is at the bottom there. Boss near the Dominus Anger. Alright, so that's a red one. Okay, then yeah, I'll just fight one of the random bosses here to get the upgrade chest, and that should be fine. And there we go, upgraded to the Nightmare. Mill's on the stone bridge before the console. Got it. And thanks him. I don't mind Elizabeth, but there's a lot of characters I need to fight here. Oh, I can go through walls now. Nightmare insta-kills him. Ah. That explains... I thought I was just overpowered. Well, then again, it wouldn't have been an instant... Even if it wasn't an instant kill, I am overpowered enough that they're gonna straight up die. I can go through walls now, so... Time to take advantage of the teleporters. These teleporters are so wonderful. we are. I think that's... Yeah, I think this is it. I was wondering why this area seemed to be so large without bosses. Oh yeah, see, that was an instant kill. So yeah, those were 2 instant kills with the nightmare. Wonderful. And now I basically just get to have fun. Yeah, it's not an instant kill, but even with all the curse, they're getting obliterated. Interesting, is that a new boss over there? I can go walls, through walls, I might as well see it. Time for a rooftop rumble. Oh my, there were no enemies and suddenly all the enemies. There we are. I cannot see what enemy this is at all, but it's already dead, so hey, it worked out. I've more than doubled the amount of kills I need for the unlock, so that's wonderful. Although it is also good, I'm earning a lot of money to buy the upgrades with, because, where is the thing? I can't see! Which is just a normal day in this game, but still. Oh, you know, whatever, let's just keep going. Hey there, buddy. Melt me. Although I guess freeze for me would be more accurate since I'm using ice. Like that the bosses have had actual mechanics for a while now. Although I guess once we reach a certain point, it doesn't matter too much. But it does make it a little more interesting. Let's get this one since I have a good amount of whips. I am highly amused at how many armadillos are in the castle, but then again, I guess Dracula's always been one for fashion. Why just be a Dark Lord when you can also be a Dark Lord with style? I have no idea who... Oh yeah, you're summoning a snake. Well, good for you. There we are. Lorna's box looks like a good option here. I could also go with Spellbinder to upgrade, but I think more Curse might be ideal. I mean, look how many enemies I'm slaying. I might as well stick to it. Ice Fangs are absolutely huge now. Interesting, there's two bosses over there now. Looking walls, there's another secret you can do. Is you just go outside and walk around the water outside the castle. Alright, let me just grab this free Torna's box. Here we are. Might as well get these bosses while I'm here. Alright, let's just have Liz finish off these guys. Here we are, two, actually. Oh, there's two enemies, interesting. Alright, let's teleport outside the castle. Alright. Alright, time to hope Vivian shows up here. Or what's the name? Lady of the Lake, Arthurian legend. No, I'm pretty sure her name is Vivian. Yeah, this is the water here. Is this the right spot? This should be the right spot. Oh my. You're a new boss, aren't you? You didn't last long, though. Oh no, that's just the number 25 boss. 25-minute boss, the final boss of the area, basically. Oh well. Might as well grab another one while I'm here, I guess. Grab Rock Riot, I guess. I mean, why not, right? I think that the jingle might have been a bit low. Might not counter the song catch. Maybe. I could re-enable it, I guess. There's a lot of items I kind of need. Sonic Dash down there. I couldn't grab it, but first of all, I don't have the wings to upgrade it, but also I disabled it a bit ago because, again, I was trying to upgrade the Saga weapons. So I pretty much tried to disable anything that wasn't the Saga weapons. Alright, we're gonna speed this up here a little. Yeah, over 300k kills. Oh wow, enemies didn't spawn there at all. Interesting. Alright. Well, the good news is Liz has gotten everything needed for the unlock, and I've gotten those others as well, so I just need to make sure I can afford them. No thanks. And Liz isn't too bad. The fact that she can have a lot more enemies is more of a boon, since she doesn't increase the enemy count without increasing curse, making it very easy to get more XP crystals. And of course, her super mode is quite nice as well. The characters transform in general are a lot of fun. I didn't like Cabello or whatever the panda's name was until he got his upgrade, and then he was genuinely a lot of fun. Same with the dog, Oh Soul, although I don't like that base weapon as much, if we're honest. Alright, here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. What are these things taking damage that aren't me or the Reaper? There's only one Reaper on the first minute. Okay, yeah, I think I'm gonna have to quit out here, so let's do that. Find the wood carving score. Unlock a new merchant. Yep, that's everything for the standard unlocks. The secret ones, well, first of all. Succubus. Blue of Illusion. Ooh, I can't afford her or Camilla. Or Elizabeth's permanent mode. Wow. Oh, I can get the Cave Troll. Not a particularly impressive one, if we're honest, but yeah, apparently a secret needs to use speed dash account. I disabled that one, unfortunately. Maybe I should hold off to do that because I still need to do the kill all bosses in 1-1 Diva number 5 for the Emerald Diorama, and Diva number 5 pretty much has to use nothing but Saga weapons. You can use other stuff if you want, sure, but character is significantly better with the Saga weapons. Yeah, with Diva number 5, defeat all bosses in inverse diorama with a single run, and that's the big part. The fact that all these require inverse is why I don't really want to rush them to any degree, because that's kind of a commitment. I guess I should maybe. I can look some of it up later, but I am feeling exhausted. But I feel pretty good. This is a really nice game for when I just want to enjoy health without having to worry about, you know, how can I put this? Multiplayer stuff like Marvel Rivals and Monster Hunter Wilds are great fun, but they're not exactly what I call cooldown games. We'll put it that way. I love them, but, well, I guess I could do that single player. I'll worry about that later. Yeah. Let's see here. We have a decent amount of people here tonight, so let's go ahead and raid out. Let me see. Looks like Dustwolf is doing something called Dark Hours. Oh, that looks good. Weird to ask, but want to know how to get quick money? I do know that if you use Sammy, you can get a ridiculous amount of cash. So if I ever need a real money run, I could just do some of those off stream. Yeah, I don't know what Dark Hours is, but it looks like Dice Wolf's doing it. So let's go with him. So if you want to stick around and see whatever he's doing there, by all means. If not, until next time, thank you for watching. Hope you had a good time, and thanks for the advice, by the way. Like I said, some of the unlocks in this game are really esoteric, so it's appreciated to get some advice when I'm lost like that. Alright, thank you all for coming, and I'll see you later.